How touchy are men with their platonic female friends when they have a girlfriend? Given how close you are as friends, the fact that he hasn't mentioned his 10-year GF is your tip-off. That's the part that makes me wonder about his intentions. Friends talk about their lives, and a long-term GF is a big part of that. Given the touchy familiarity, I would doubt that his intentions are honorable. This is not platonic touchiness. I have close female friends. Some of them I've known for 25, 30 years or more. We are touchy in the sense that we hug when we see each other. We might have an arm around a shoulder for a minute while chatting with friends. Maybe a slap on the back or shoulder while joking around. What you are describing is a guy who is working his way toward cheating on his girlfriend with you. Yes, this is exactly what he is doing. I've known guys that do this. If he didn't tell you he had a girlfriend, but you found out after he got you to have feelings for him, he knows what he is doing. I think it's inappropriate what he's doing, to be honest. Let's be completely honest here. No platonic friendship is this touchy. At this rate he is going to consider cheating on her GF. Poor girl. I'm a fairly touchy person, so hugs and shoulder pokes with platonic friends is definitely a thing. However, these people aren't friends. They are coworkers who are friendly. She didn't even know he had a girlfriend. So clearly the friend title is a bit much at this point. I would never behave like that guy is behaving with a coworker. Even when I wasn't in a relationship, I've always been way more considerate of their boundaries and err on the side of caution. I try to not break the touch barrier unless they break it first. If I'm not pursuing them, I try to be considerate of their personal space because not everyone likes touching. This level of touchiness would make me feel extremely uncomfortable for just being friends. I'm not touchy at all with platonic female friends. Seems like he is into you. Feel bad for his girlfriend. I'm not touchy at all with platonic female friends. Same here. A hug when we meet. Maybe a hand on the shoulder once in a while. We are both relatively comfortable to be in each other's personal space, but that's the extent of it. My rule is anything below shoulder level is off limits. Completely unacceptable closeness, unless they have an open relationship or are looking for a unicorn. But then you wouldn't have learned from a coworker he was taken. It actually tells you everything you need to know about his honesty. Agreed. If you've been hanging out a while and he never mentioned his GF, it's not a coincidence. He could be trying to hook up, or he just want a flirty office buddy, right? Shouldn't she know he has a partner? Op needs to outright ask him, I heard you have a girlfriend, so I don't understand your touchy behavior. Oh, he wants to squeeze your cheeks, alright. He wants to clap him too. Maybe even spread him XD. Yeah, no, that's really weird. A lot of that sounds like harmless flirtation. Some of it is absolutely way over the line. Holding hands, good friends, and he never mentioned a very long-term girlfriend. Yeah. Shit. That's pretty slummy. But also, who knows? You're hearing from a coworker that he had a girlfriend. Maybe they've broken up and he hadn't told his coworkers about it. Maybe there's more to the story than what you've heard. If he really does have a long-term relationship he hadn't mentioned, this is skeezy as fuck. But if I were in your position, I'd ask him flat out. This doesn't sound good. He's overstepping his boundaries as a platonic friend. If he's doing anything he wouldn't do in front of his girlfriend, then he has bad intentions. That's the key right there. If he respects his relationship and his girlfriend, none at all. And for the op, if you respect yourself, you'll have nothing to do with him other than professional courtesy. Because if he would do this to a girlfriend of 10 years, even if he left that relationship to pursue you, he'll do it to you eventually. His GF wouldn't approve his behavior. No doctor needed for this. He's an ass. Tells you more about him than you need to know. Okay, so I'm hearing he is shady and you should avoid him. They could have broken up and not reported it to random coworker. It's worth asking about if she has feeling for him. No decent man does that while in a relationship, let alone at work. FFS. If you feed this behavior, it's also on you. If she's feeding it prior to not knowing about his GF, she's not at fault. If she's feeding it after, then know that what's happening to his GFRN is bound to happen to you when he finds another. Hard to say without knowing the guy, but it's not something I would do. I also have a girlfriend of 10 years. There's a good chance he is catching feelings based on what you've said, but if that is the case then it could all get very messy very quick. I noticed you mentioned you also have a boyfriend, so it may be worth just being open with him, the work dude, and seeing what happens from there. If you're both willing to leave your existing partners for a relationship then fair play. If not then I would advise against. If he's willing to cheat on her after 10 years, then I very much doubt he'd have an issue cheating on you. Edit. I now see that the boyfriend you mentioned may have been a hypothetical one, but the point still stands either way. It's no coincidence that he hasn't mentioned his girlfriend of 10 years to you, despite being close work friends. That dude is either looking to cheat or test the waters for getting out of his current relationship. That man is trying to get into your pants. Your dude friend wants to have his cake and eat it too. This not gon' go well for you, honey. Run. He likes you and is pushing boundaries. His intentions might be to have a work girlfriend he gets emotion and affection with, or to outright cheat. You should ask him about the GF, since he's failed to mention it. He wants to bang you for sure. Lol. Not at all. I try not to touch platonic female friends at all. Short to normal hugs, to say hello and goodbye, but that's it. I feel really weird when around touchy people who are just platonic friends. However, I do know people who are fairly touchy with girls and boys despite having a girlfriend. I just always thought that was weird, and I'm pretty sure that they would do more than just touching when given the chance. But then again, your friend could just be a touchy dude. Who knows? It doesn't matter anyways, I think. Do you really want to pursue someone who would touch other girls even when in a relationship for 10 years? Now this is crossing a line for sure. He definitely likes you more than a friend. That's a crazy amount of flirting. If I'm in a relationship, any touching of platonic female friends is going to just be fist bumps and hugs. It's generally considered highly inappropriate for a man to touch his female friend's face or hold her hand unless there is underlying reciprocal sexual tension, and all men are instinctively aware of this. The fact that he has a girlfriend makes this unambiguously inappropriate. I would beware of this, Lothario, if I were you. When I have a girlfriend, I'll hug my female friends. I'll crack their back if they ask me to. A quick shoulder rub is no big deal if they ask. I also do it for the brothers. I'll have my arm around her shoulders if we are standing side by side. We might dance. There are some cultural differences to consider. As a Caribbean guy, whining with friends is no big deal, but it might shock other cultures who think that kind of dance is only appropriate for couples. In private, the general rule I go by, if it looks gay to do the same thing with a dude, then I'm doing too much with my female friend. It doesn't look gay to have a guy whine on you. I have Caribbean family and they would never allow someone to whine on them when they have an S/O. Ask his girlfriend. I really don't like physical contact with women who I'm not intimate with, IDKY, but it makes me really uncomfortable, even if I don't necessarily like them. I have a close female friend and we are both in long-term relationships. When I see her, which is not often, we will hug. That's all the touching that goes on. I don't touch my female friends at all beyond a hug, and that's only if she hugs me.